This Oh Steve comes to us from Derek Thomas. Oh Steve poem, first day of school. Hey, A&A, here's another Oh Steve. A little boy stepped into school, wide-eyed and keen. First friends he met, Aries, the class clown king. Andrew and Mark, who sparred for toys. The playground alive with wild hair joys. ABC's finger paint and numbers to trace. Lunchroom with giggles and vibrant space. As day's end neared, Aries did plead. Tell me your name, the little boy said, my folks call me Oh Steve.
That's good.
Spears and Steinberg. You know what the it is? Aries and Andy, chewing the jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was on your mama.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
You know, I should have read that as, a personality. Not an impression, but more like, gave it some life. Like a Dr. Seuss kind of, and when the, you know what I mean?
You want to do it again? You want to do it again?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, the moment's passed. Whoosh. Beep, beep. Halal Jr. What's up, A&A? Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Oh, Steve. And I wonder what the origin of halal is. It sounds Middle Eastern. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Three-time runner and tour of Andy at the Phoenix airport. Oh, with the locks. And every time I said what's up to Andy, he asked me where something was that he was damn near standing right next to.
It's true.
Do you remember this dude?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's all love. Anyway, title. Harry Vaginer, starring Tom Cruise, Cuba, Good Dick Jr., and Aries Queers. First of all, why I got to be Aries Queers? And then at first I didn't get Harry Vaginer, but then he read the cast and it's Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why. Dude, I swear to God, I was done, and I was in Phoenix, and I was so tired. Now I think we just done a weekend, and I'm going to go see my kids, or I don't remember, but I remember standing there, and he goes, "Hey," and I hadn't, I'd seen him before, and I said, and I looked at him, and I was going to ask him a question. I didn't know. I looked up and there's someone there that works at the airport, and I thought, oh, good, because and I go, where? And he goes, thanks, sorry.
Oh, shit.
And it's literally, it was right behind me.
The first time you met this person, how did it go about him knowing about the podcast?
He already watched the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. So every time I go,
he recognized you off the cuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. In Phoenix, that happens a little bit more often than
Really?
anywhere else. Yeah.
Nice. Derek Thomas. Look at you, man.
Yeah, in Phoenix.
You get some weight in your dick.
Famous in Phoenix.
Damn, you got to be famous somewhere. Derek Thomas, would you rather? Hey, A&A, I'm still enjoying the pod. Hope all is well. Aries, would you rather eat a plate of broken chicken winglets with 3 fried eggs, sunny side up? Oh, God. And a side of slightly undercooked pastrami, no mustard. Or perform one more show in just a bit outside Cleveland. Bring on the runny yolk. But you have to wear a Steve Harvey style suit, or you just gonna make it worse for me. And you can only do your intellectual jokes and no crowd work. Make your choice. I'm out. That's an easy one, bruh. Bring on the broken winglets and the fried chicken sunny sub. Shit.
I can say it right now, and you're gonna agree with me. Do you get paid to eat that the sunny side eggs and the broken winglets?
Listen, you give me $10, nigga, versus what I made at Cleveland and have to deal with them. No, you don't really understand the potency. Dude, I make great money there.
I know you do.
I'm willing to say the money.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And you know what? I got to say this because we didn't say this when we were talking about it earlier. Nice people work at the club.
Yeah.
The nice people good people. I just want to make sure that I don't throw the club under the bus on this because they're nice people. They're nice people, man.
Right.
Aries,
Do you need anything? I swear that's a horror movie character waiting to be born.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? You just sleep at night, and what if you sleep and you wake up and that is 2 inches from your face, and he goes, "Andy, do you need anything?"
Do you think that he's ever been, in a relationship with a girl and she slept the night over and then she wakes up and he's right 2 inches away from her? Good morning.
Good morning. Do you need
Anything?
I know some people are probably like, "Who is this motherfucker they talking about?"
He's such a nice, he's a good dude. But he really is that guy. And I always thought it was fake. But
Yeah.
he's really concerned, I guess. But
Yeah.
but he is really nice.
Legacy Keys podcast question. That's a cool name, if that's really your name. Hello, A&A question. How do you both feel about AI and it assisting with the creative process? I recently went into GPT and asked it to write a punchline to a oh, come on. Dude, I hope you're joking.
No, he'll do it.
No, not that it will do it, but if that's your method for coming up with jokes, are you trying to be a comedian? I wrote females. If you have 2 or more baby daddies, stop asking for my zodiac sign. I asked ChatGPT to finish the joke, and it responded with, "You need to stop worrying about the stars and start worrying about your decision-making abilities." Damn, it didn't even write you a joke. It gave you real-life advice. I would be pissed.
You know what? You know what that would that would be good for?
What?
Fortune cookies.
Yeah.
I need some new fortune cookies. Give me quotable, life-changing sayings in less than 7 words.
Is there a Chat GPT? Is there a future for me with a Japanese woman? And if so, how do I get her? You open up the fortune cookie and it says you got to suck at the sake. I am no comic, but wanted to see AI function with creative. Is this cheating for artists or comic? Yes. To use AI, what do you guys think? Love the pod and excited to see y'all in Minnesota this summer. Dude, I see some things on Instagram sometimes that's AI, and I gotta admit, from a pure entertainment, visually standpoint, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But it's going to replace a lot of things. Like that's
Humans.
Commercials are going to be done with AI.
Jesus Christ, why are we doing this to ourselves? We are eliminating ourselves.
You know why? Because black people started getting all the commercials.
You know what I'm saying? White man said enough of this. You know what I'm saying?
It's time for AI.
Right. Damn, I wish there was. I got the first part, but I don't have the second part. Because it's AI. I don't have something to go with I.
Okay.
I was going to say annihilate something with black people, but yeah, it ain't AN. Annihilate.
Well, it's a silent I.
Alienate. Iggas.
Yeah, it's silent, though. You don't say the I.
We should ask AI to give us a way to come up with a way to annihilate. See what it says.
It would if you ask the regular like a regular chat without removing its parameters, it'll tell you that it doesn't respond to those type of words.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ask it anything. You can't even ask it anything, even political. It's sensitive politically.
It's political. Riverman 1979. Did I read this one? Hello, A&A, long-time listener. I've written in a few times. Andy, I won't keep talking about this, but I think you're making a huge mistake with your explanation for your support for Trump. You can say that every president has been racist, but there is a difference between a president having their own racial views and not acting on them, and acting on them like Trump does. Trump has been an apologist for white supremacists because they like him. Some presidents might have had some racist ideas, even in modern times, but Trump is openly on the side of white supremacists. He has pulled back legal scrutiny of far-right groups and replaced the focus on liberal groups. Why would someone do that? Why not look at them both? Because he is on their side. I understand you have your opinion, and I can see how it might make sense. I respect that and have often been on your side because I like the logical way you approach things. But the idea that he doesn't care who is on his side, even people like that, as long as he keeps their support, that is too much for me. I would imagine it would be too much for you too. Aries just wanted to point out that you asked that I read this one every email episode. Love you guys. You've been a part of my day for years now. Keep it going. Well, two things you're wrong about. Number one, I don't do it every episode. I do not. And number two, to kind of Andy's point, when you go something about the presidents not being, what did he say? Some presidents might have some rape, but well, Ronald Reagan, there was a clip of him describing black people in Africa as monkeys. And, Lyndon Johnson has also said some shit that's been on record. So some of them do act on them, just not maybe as loudly and as openly as Trump, but I don't believe that any white man at any point has never said some racist shit. I just don't believe that. So, I mean, there was even a clip, not people know about it, but there was a clip of Obama, and he was like, these get on my goddamn nerves. So, I'm the only one that's heard it, but it's coming out soon.
I was going to say that, again, it's what I said. I don't support him entirely. It's not like I support some of the policies that he has, and I thought they were in a better place than the policies we were going to get from the other side. That's what I said. Do you think, I don't want to hang out with Trump. I don't have any.
You wouldn't want to a little bit?
Not really. No, really. I don't want to, because I think I'd want to say some things that I don't know that I wanted. I don't want to deal with the repercussions that would come from saying some of the things that I would want to say. But you know what? Anybody who has influence, of course, you would like to be able to have some sort of conversation with them. Right. I honestly, if I was in Bill Maher's situation, I agree with him to go and meet him and have discussion. I mean, the only thing that could come out is the worst thing that can come out is it would verify your dislikes. You would verify why you disliked him and continue to do that. But you could also maybe bridge some gaps and understandings. So yes, I guess I would have a talk. I guess I would go to a talk if I was invited to it. But I'm saying that isn't my goal. I'm not looking at him as a best friend or someone that I'm going to put on my wall as a picture of him and go. And there are people out there who do think he's like this savior, and has pictures of him.
Called MAGA country.
But I think his policies were better. I think they're better. But when we get into this thing where we are right now, listen here. Let me do this. Let me do it like this. Because I heard someone talking about it this way, and I think this makes the most amount of sense. Everybody knows that as we were going for the last few years, that we needed to make changes. The changes had to be made. When Biden was in the White House, changes needed to be made. And then you make the changes, and then you're like, because of the person that's making the changes, you call the changes out, and you say, it's not right, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. No, it's not that it's not necessarily right, it's different. And we don't like different. But you can't make changes if you're not willing to do something different. And I think that that's where we're stuck at. Now, listen, I'm not going to argue with you about how your feelings about Trump and his values or those type of things. But we do have guardrails for those. And people are going to go, well, he's not listening to the guardrails. Well, we can get into a longer discussion. And I'm going to go about another 30 seconds, and I'm going to be done with this. We want change. Everybody wants change. Both sides, they want change and say that change needs to be made because we were in a place that we needed to go in a different direction. But as we do those things, if you don't like the person saying it, you're finding all reasons why those changes are wrong. Listen, as much as everybody hates Elon Musk right now, all he did was get in, and you don't like the way that he made the changes. But he went in to find the fraud that's going on, to stop this unnecessary spending of our money. And that's what I think is the funniest part. It's our money. And You don't like it. Well, but it's the change. You could make changes after the change to a different way that you like it better, but it has to be changed. No one's going to like the changes because as people, we're comfortable, but we're living comfortably in our misery. And change hurts. Change makes you feel it. There's uncomfortability with change, and you don't like the face because it makes you even more uncomfortable. And I think that's Trump's problem. He's not the right person to deliver a lot of these messages. And it's unfortunate. I wish we had someone that made us feel good as these happen. He's not the person that's going to make you feel good. That is not who he is. And so I'm going to leave it there. But I don't agree with everything. That you're under the impression that I would be agreeing with everything. I don't agree with everything.
Here. Emmanuel Gomez, quarantine time. May 31st, Wilbur, Boston. What's up? Did I read this one?
I don't think so.
No, that was a callback.
For what?
The last email.
Oh, okay.
He said I say that.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, got you.
I was trying.
I wasn't paying attention to him saying that because I was already listening. I was already getting fumed up over the other stuff.
Over the Trump.
Yeah.
What's up, man? You are coming to my neck of the woods, and I'd love to be in the audience. I'm writing to ask for tickets that you always promise your podcast listeners. I know the Wilbur Theater well, and will buy dinner for you and yours after at Maggiano's in Boston. Let me know. Thanks again. Maggiano's, that's the chain, right?
Yeah. But it's good.
No, I like Maggiano's.
Yeah, it's good.
But if I'm gonna leave you some tickets, we going to a Michelin spot. I want 5-star food. All right, look, man, that's the last straw, right? All right, I'm hungry, man. Ever since you've been taking me out of jail, man, you've been treating me like shit. I'm hungry. I want to go in a nice place, nice atmosphere, some mandolins, some violins. Shh, shh. There's your goddamn dinner. You know where that's from?
No, I don't.
Man, you know how close I was to give some trim just now? You f***ed it up.
You're missing one. You're missing the one that's your go-to.
Now, Jack, we both know I'm going to be a good man from now on. But if I did decide to become a thief, what makes you think you can catch me? Can I have my line of back ready? We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Busboys since you just did that?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I ever told you, but the lead singer, he had 2 autistic sons, and I used to go over to his house, and I was trying to learn piano. So I used to go over his house, and I was paying for piano lessons, but it's hard, man.
I'm surprised you don't pick it up in your notes, though. Seriously, because
What do you mean in my notes?
In your note, like you said, hearing notes, don't all the keys have a different sound that you?
Yeah, but there's a technicality to it that you have to. I'm not doing that.
That's so easy. A blind dude could do it. Several of them.
Well, blind people can't do what I can do. You know what I'm saying?
I
see they don't see.
I think it's amazing because they have to hear the tone.
Right.
They play the key, and they're going to know exactly where they are on the piano. That's pretty amazing, man.
Is there any such thing as what makes one pianist better than another?
Length.
That's good. Here you go. I bet you Chat GPT wouldn't have got that right. They'd have gave you the true technical term. But what I was going to ultimately what you get to, you motherfucker, the length. Who was a better pianist, Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles? Who do you think is a better vocalist between those two?
It depends on the sound you like. I mean, vocalist, I think it has to be Stevie Wonder. But sound, if you like that sound, that gruff, that
Georgia.
There's a different tone in that. That's grittier. That has that.
Last night when I heard you say, Johnny, and you know my name is Ray. Right.
No, I take it back. They're both great. There's no better.
Right.
It's just whatever you feel.
I wonder why they never made a song together. Uh-oh. What?
They just couldn't see a clear pathway to getting together to do. It is interesting that they did it. That they didn't. But what would be the connection that they would do a song together? Because they're both blind, and maybe they didn't want to do something that was just because they're blind.
I wouldn't have.
Well, what do you think their voices sound good together?
No, I'm just saying they're two legendary, iconic
Blind guys.
Look, man, I ain't trying to play the blind angle. I'm just saying, man.
But that's the reason why you're putting them together. You know what's the Mexican dude?
What Mexican dude?
There's a blind Hispanic dude that sings too.
I don't know.
No, you didn't question whether he should be in there.
I don't even know who the is.
Neither do I, obviously.
Okay. See how white people would be driving with them tricks?
No, there is.
Is it really?
Yeah, there is.
Oh. Junebug Spade. Sinners, Ryan Coogler. Yo, what's up, fellas? Hope all is well. Man, I saw Sinners over the weekend in an era where every movie is a prequel, reboot, or a prequel. It's refreshing to see an original concept with a predominantly black cast. Now, I'm going to ask, did I read this? Because it sounds familiar. I watched a few interviews with Coogler, and he spoke on the influence that his uncle, no, I didn't read this, that his uncle had on him as a blues fan. To incorporate music and blend it with the supernatural is some real creative shit. Plus, he threw some story in there. Only thing missing was a character named Junebug. It would have fit perfectly, LOL. After watching this, I think Ryan Coogler would be the best director to do a Harlem Nights type film with all the top black actors, actresses. His catalog proves he can do action, drama, romance, and I'm sure he could do some comedy. Don't assume that. Very tough. You can tell through his work that he's a student of film and he knows how to translate black culture into his work without it being preachy or overly done. One last thing, Delroy Lindo is probably one of the most underrated actors of our time. I wish he got more recognition for his work. Anything he does is he knocks it out of the park. Y'all be safe. Peace. Junebug Spade. Dude, you know what's one movie, black movie I never saw? I wonder if you've seen it. You ever saw Cotton Club?
Yeah.
Never saw
But that
Cotton
wasn't a
Club.
black movie.
Cotton Club?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's just, I think it's a Hollywood film, though.
The cast is predominantly black, ain't it?
There's a lot of black and a lot of white people are in there too.
Are
But
you
yes,
sure we're
yeah,
talking about the
there's
same movie?
the movie with Richard Gere in the Cotton Club.
No, Cotton Club with is it
The
Bill-
Hines brothers?
No, Bill Duke.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Hollywood one.
No, I'm talking about Cotton Club, the black movie.
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah,
Well, who's in it?
You know what? Hold up. Let me not even do that.
Yeah, let's do this. Do your thing.
Because I never even knew there was a Cotton Club with Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Cotton Club movie.
Well, let me do mine and see if I can do it faster than you. Cotton Club.
Oh, yeah, they brought up the Richard Gere joint.
See? 1984, Richard
Oh,
Gere.
you know what I'm
Gregory
thinking
Hines.
of? You know what I'm thinking of?
No, I don't.
Rage in Harlem.
Okay, that's different. That's a different
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. They're completely. Rage in Harlem.
I did not see
But
it.
the Cotton Club, the real Cotton Club, wasn't that in a black?
It was a black theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, but it's a movie, but it's a blend of a lot of white people in it though, but a lot of black people in it.
Okay.
It's a good movie though. If you've never seen it,
I
you
was
should see
thinking
it.
about Rage in Harlem.
Anybody seen? Ask the people. You guys see the Cotton Club, the one with Richard Gere that I'm talking about?
No, that. Watch Rage in Harlem.
See, but Aries hasn't seen Rage in Harlem yet.
I ain't seen the Cotton Club either.
Yeah, I know. And what's the Rage in Harlem? What is it? Do you know what it's about?
Rage in Harlem?
Yeah. Do you know the movie?
It's about a bunch of angry on 125th.
They're still making it.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's gentrified now.
It's gentrified.
Yeah. No, the rage has been quieted. The rage has been quenched. Jack Hardy, ass to mouth as explained. I hope you are ready. Greetings, gentlemen. First, my apologies for the $10 a lot of money in my previous email. Admittedly, I have been going through it with some family medical issues and have not been on top of my game. Thank you for the much-needed laughs. Please keep the laughs coming, and I will tighten up my writing. I thought for sure GTA Andy would know that ass to mouth this is when someone and then kisses the person whose ass they ate immediately afterwards. This was referenced in the movie Clerks 2, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend so you can witness the very fine Rosario Dawson.
Okay, before we go on, ass to mouth is a genre, though, that is where you, what I said, where you girl on the ass and then you make her sick. That's also ass to mouth.
Hey, two things could be right at once.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I'm
okay.
not disagreeing with him, but yes, you're right. And
All
it
right.
wasn't Clerks. So you.
Where I am here, I should explain from my previous email titled Strip Club Food. My guy did not tell me he was working security at a strip club. The building I went to had no signs, and it was off the beaten path, almost some backwoods, but it was outside Detroit. Mr. Spears, I stand corrected. When there is a face full of titties, don't ask for Tom. I guess unless the woman has named her titties Tom and Jerry. That's not bad. Peace out, gentlemen. And now that you know, never go ass to mouth. Jack Hardy. I don't know about that. You know, if you got the right woman and the freak off is popping off, ass to mouth might be all right.
There's the thing. Okay, sexually.
Yes.
Any of the disgusting stuff we talk about, and and I say it disgusting because as we talk about it from distance, it's disgusting.
Right.
In the moment,
It's the moment.
it's the moment.
Yeah.
That's what we have to understand as we discuss these things. In the moment, anything can happen.
Anything goes. You know what I'm saying? That's why moments are moments. They're to be cherished. They're to be reflected upon.
Sometimes you might get done with that moment and go, oh my God, I
What
can't
did I
believe
do
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
I regret it. Or you might go, give me some hope.
Or you might not even regret it, but go, I don't think I want to do that again, but I'm glad I did it with.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment is different. The distance that you have from the nasty that we do is what it is. But it is nasty. And it's supposed to be nasty. You say that on stage.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be nasty.
I remember during Patrice's half-hour HBO special, we was talking about girls. He went, ladies, when you suck, don't go, whatever makes you go, do that. Oh, God, I miss that dude, man. Test. Man food movie and show recommendations. Hey, Aries, got 2 man food suggestions for you. First is the new movie with Frank Grillo called Werewolves. It's like The Purge, but with werewolves. It's about a once-a-year supermoon event that turns part of the population into bloodthirsty monsters. That actually sounds like that's a good, let me burn some time popcorn movie. Tell me where I can find that streaming service. Second is the new show with Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan. Now, nigga.
Peace, Bronson.
That's a name.
Peace
Brosnan.
You're right. That is.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan. Motherfucker got a piece, son. Called Mobland. I want to check that out. As a matter of fact, it just came out, so I'm waiting for the whole season to go.
Gonna binge it?
And I'm gonna binge it because I don't want to get into one, and if I like it, now I gotta wait. Same thing with Godfather of Harlem, the new season. It's about rival mob families in the UK. Oh no.
No UK?
Oh no, I didn't know that. I thought it was just on some like street mob, but it's in the UK.
You're gonna have to watch it and see now.
Cocksucker. Is it good, Brian? Then
Hey, did you see that scary movie trailer of?
Oh no! And now be sure to watch with subtitles though, because the accents are really quite thick.
Oh,
I'm
you're not
done.
gonna- you're done, you're
I'm
out.
not watching it now.
I know you're not.
You just gave me a plate of broken chicken legs. Oh God!
Did you see that preview though for the new scary movie of where a bunch of black chicks go twerking at the at what's the name? I forgot the of the.
Was there a British connection to you?
No. I was just trying to be a smart ass. What's the name of the yoga pants that the women wear?
Yoga pants.
The fancy ones though. Lululemon. Did you see the video though?
Oh, the girls twerking in the store.
Yeah. I really did want to ask you your opinion on it because
Let me tell you something, man. I hate when I see the videos of black people stealing in the stores, and listen. I commented on one video. I said, I'm embarrassed as a black person, and I know that Trump said at one point shoplifters should be shot on sight. I agree. That makes me mad when I see that.
I think she'd be held accountable, not shot.
You blatant lazy ass. Like, get a job.
Yeah, but this wasn't shoplifting. They were
I know,
a bunch of women.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Godfrey made a post about it. And there's a place and a time. Come on, man.
You know what? I'm not. Listen, I got to say this, and I can be completely wrong about what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Black people are more youthful. You age better. You have a different kind of swag. There's a little coolness to black people, so you can get away with as you get a little older. Those ladies were too old to be doing that at a store like that. And I'm saying that not black ladies. I'm not trying to put them in that category. I'm just saying they were mature enough that they should have known better. But there's a lot of people that I read in the comments who go, they're just ladies having fun. They're trying to have a good time. But is there a time and a place?
Yes. In the club or on my dick.
But didn't they look a little too mature to be doing that out in...
Maybe. I didn't really see the video in depth. Were they black?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah,
I felt like the maturity level was what it made me feel like my age group, and I'm not saying they were as old as me, but just there's a time when you just go, that's for young girls to be made to do some silly shit like that.
And if you've done your job as a father, that ain't even for young girls.
Yeah, but a group of young girls doing something goofy, I get it.
Twerking ain't goofy. That's ass display. That's ass advertisement.
Well, they were wearing the yoga pants and stuff, so it was just. I don't know. Like I said, I could be completely wrong, but that was my feeling. There was some maturity level to it that I thought was off.
D's nuts. Episode 659. Hey, Aries and Andy. JR from Atlanta. I listened to the episode 659 about the swapping Will Smith for Keanu and Matrix trilogy. Coincidentally, they originally tabbed Val Kilmer as Morpheus. I just found this out. And by the way, if Will played Neo, also Chris Tucker was quoted turning it down before Will did. Oh my God. As it relate to the Django main character, Jamie Foxx wasn't even one of the first three options. Allegedly, Chris Tucker, Will, Terrence Howard turned it down first. I'm so glad Terrence Howard didn't get it. You know, can you tell me where them slaves at, man? That one right there, he not a prize fighter, man. Question. Aries, how cool is Chris Tucker? Do you two have a friendship? I love his earlier comedy, but I soured on him later after his conversion to Jesus and non-cursing comedy. He is the most underrated comedian next to you. M-U-A-T. What's that stand for? M-U-A-T. Next to you. M-U-A-T. I don't know what that stands for. Anyway, love the show, and thanks for reading my email. My favorite joke of yours, you told a woman in audience, mean mugging, I bet her tastes like cold French fries, LOL. Dude, I'm going to tell you something, man. I mean, God bless him, to each his own. But I thought Chris, listen, Chris Tucker's life is Chris Tucker's life. So whatever path he felt he needed to walk is his journey. But I thought that was a wasted talent, man. Because I'm telling you, as much as the Rush, and of all the Rush Hour movies, I think the most potent was the first one. The second one's cool. By the third one, it felt like watered down milk. But hands down, Chris Tucker's biggest flex of a movie, to me, my favorite, Money Talks. Money Talks is his 48 hours. And I just felt like he was on his way to being Kevin Hart. Because, again, and I say this respectfully and as a compliment, one of the reasons why I think, besides the fact that Kevin is very talented and funny, but part of what makes Kevin and Chris an easy sell, they're like cartoon characters, those voices. Kevin's got that squeaky, recognizable voice. You could, even if you didn't see his face, the minute you hear it, he talks with that cadence, you know it's Kevin. Chris Tucker with that pitch, you know it's Chris.
Both high energy.
High energy. They're like cartoon characters. They'd be the perfect cartoon characters if they were animated. And I felt like with the success of Rush Hour and Money Talks, if Chris had stayed on that trajectory and kept it raw and gutter like he was, he would have been a mega star. But I think that the conversion to what he is now, it took the edge away. It just completely took the edge away. And then he pulled a Barry Sanders. After Rush Hour, he disappeared. Like he had Hollywood in his hand, and he chose not to do movies. That's why I compare it to a Barry Sanders or a Jim Brown. Why are you walking away? You are the guy. You are killing the game. You're the best in the game, right? Why are you walking away? But that was his path.
I don't think he's the most underrated. I still think Earthquake is the most underrated comic, but he's not as marketable as those guys.
No. He's older.
He's older. But he should have got more fame.
Oh, he's a stage killer, Earthquake.
And he should have got more fame earlier. A lot earlier.
Yeah, but this is where sometimes with white folks, you know what I mean? Earthquake is very rooted in the culture. And the way he talks, his speed, I wish I could do a good Earthquake, but it's like
I told you the first time I heard him, it took me a good 3 minutes before I got into his cadence.
Yeah, man. So for some white folks, they don't see it. He got too much sauce on the chicken wings, man.
Well, that's a DC accent. Not everybody gets that.
Yeah, and like I said, I remember I did one show, I forget where it was, and Bruce headline, and this white couple told me, we don't even understand what he's saying. So, that shouldn't be a reason, but when the people that the gatekeepers are the gatekeepers,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, but Bruce, as a comedian, as speaking for the white community,
right?
Bruce isn't gonna translate the same way. Earthquake translates if they listen to him. Earthquake's jokes, I think everybody should be able to understand Earthquake's jokes if you take the time to listen and get into his. Like I said, I had to get into his cadence. He has this particular cadence. Right. It is a very DC accent that has a very...
Mama, you need to go on a home. That motherfucker... It's hard to... I can't do a good Earthquake.
Earthquake is that dude, man. And I've always respected his comedy.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a stage murderer. Alan Green. No subject. Hey, what's up, fellas? Still listening to the podcast, and you guys might have mentioned this before, back when y'all started, but how did you two cross paths that led you to where you both are now? Second question is for Andy. What led you into your journey of doing stand-up comedy? I know you were once known as one of the biggest drug dealers, pimps in the game.
I was not the biggest.
But what was the turning point for you? Last question. What was the shift for the podcast on YouTube where they started bleeping out the cuss words? If I wasn't listening, I was watching the episodes, but ever since that change, it just made it like I was watching an R-rated movie that got aired on TNT, LOL. Always a fan, always will support, much love. P.S. Mark, you don't sound gay, but just gay-ish. Most of the questions were for you, but since the one question I'll address, yeah, man, listen, monetization.
Money.
To get the money, man. Had to clean up the act a little bit. I'm gonna say this: if our subscription numbers were steadily rising heavily, then I feel like, let's keep doing what we're doing. But then on YouTube, they're really not. So I'm like, is it even worth it still? Why not just go back to what we were doing? But then if we do that, now we ain't making nothing.
Well, and then it changes where they put you in the algorithm changes. So you not only don't you make money, but then you get hidden. So unless someone knows you,
Right.
they can't find you.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. So they keep it tight. I mean, you have to kind of bend to their rules if you want to be even found.
And you know what I never understood? Like, I know exactly what you mean, and it irritates me because there are certain movies that you know and love that are heavy with curses, and when I see them on TNT and they take out the curse, I won't watch the movie. It kills it for me because there's just certain movies, man, that like Bad Boys 1. Like when that scene with Martin and Will in the car, and when Will, Martin is giving Will shit, talking about, I work hard for my money. You were born in the money. And then and Will's like, I'm the first guy at the job and I'm the last guy to leave. My wife know I ain't no. You call us two. I'll drive this into the water. We'd be two in the sea. When you take out and you replace it with shit that sounds stupid, it kills the movie. I never understood why when they shoot movies, if you know they're going to eventually air on TV, do a take where you say words that you could use. So that way when they put it on TV, instead of going in the movie, man, when they put it on TV, man, you know how corny that sounds? Who the says just replace it with a take where you say, or you don't say, man, them dudes, or something.
No,
it ruins the movie.
That's why we shouldn't watch those movies on regular channels.
Yeah, but those channels need programming.
Yeah. So put something else on those, and we'll watch our movies on streaming now. Now with streaming, there's no reason to have to watch those movies there. I mean, it might come on their channels, but you don't have to watch it there. Go watch it on streaming. I understand what you're saying, and I get it, but it just ruins the art form. But on the other hand, to your point, when you watch Sons of Anarchy, they didn't have any cussing on there.
Yeah, but Sons of Anarchy is streamed. It's like watching on cable.
No, but they didn't have the cussing on there. They had
when it originally aired?
Yeah, they had a
Because it aired on what, FX?
FX, but
Right.
but it had a limited amount. There's I guess a little vulgarity, but it had to be very minimal. What's the other one that are Breaking Bad? That was on
A&E. Was it A&E?
Yeah, but
no, not A&E.
I don't know what it was on,
yeah.
but it was on where they didn't have cussing in that, and it still gets the point across. So you're right, you could do it, but you're essentially making two different movies.
Yeah, but changing the word doesn't change the movie.
Making a silly word out of a dirty word, that changes the movie. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Instead of you, hey man, to heck with you. You know what I'm saying? When you know in that movie he says you. Like I remember that one time they put Goodfellas on TV.
Forget it.
I'm not watching Goodfellas. Come on, man. And don't nobody cuss like in the wops. You know what I'm saying? So there's a mwah when the Italians get to cussing. You can't dilute that's like putting
Samuel L. Jackson.
Right. That's like pouring milk over my lasagna. You're ruining it.
Yeah. Because how long would Snakes on a Plane be if you took out all the cussing?
I never saw Snakes on a Plane.
You never saw it?
Nah.
Snakes.
These mother snakes on this plane. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Now I don't even remember the questions you had.
Oh, well, I got him here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got me to do comedy? I was dared. Someone dared me to do it.
Oh, so you've been doing this on a dare, huh?
I was a dare, but then I really liked it. I didn't do it for a while, and then I was readjusting to some failed business opportunities, and the only thing I ever really liked to do was comedy. And Tara got me an open mic. She did the homework. She found out where it was at and talked me into going, and I went and did it, and I liked it, but I struggled. I was worse than I was really bad when I went back because. It's like being an out-of-shape fighter. Like when I did it the first few times, I kind of had that natural ability, and then when I went to go do it again, I was trying to mimic what I did before. So I got a bad copy of something that wasn't good, but I thought it was good for that time.
Right.
And it was horrible. And it took me like 6 months before I got like my comedy legs
mojo?
back underneath
Right.
it. It was bad though, but I loved doing it. I just love doing it. And how I met Aries was there's a club called Stand Up Live, and I think we said this on the podcast, so I won't do it too bad. Stand Up Live, met Aries at the club. Aries avoided me for a whole year after he gave me his number, but then I got him the second time around.
Okay.
That's how it was. Why did you? What was funny about me that you were like willing to go? Okay, I'll give you a shot.
Just wanted to give a white boy a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God.
You know, I wanted to be the boss of a white man.
Trying to be the white savior?
Yeah, I thought I'm tired of rescuing in the movies. Let me rescue a hunky in real life. You know what I mean? This ain't no goddamn fantasy.
Well, you know, it was hard for me, though, because not only was I, whatever you want to look at me, I was also older. You know, and I see these young comedians, guys that were younger than me, and they're coming up, you know, and who wants to take out their dad on the road with them? I'm young. I'm going out. I'm starting to get some popularity. I'm going to get some ass. I'm going to go drinking. Who's going to bring dad on the road with them? And the guys that were older, my age, you know, they want. I don't know. I just thought it was so when you said, you know, you gave me some dates, I was super excited because I didn't know how I was going to do this.
Right. Byron Sellers, Andy. You know when it starts out like that.
I felt it.
Long time listener,
Sorry I disappointed you.
Long time listener, first time sender. Oh, Steve, I ain't got to tell you. And a fan of both your comedic talents. I think what frustrates people with Andy is he comes across as a guy who can't be wrong. Well, stop. Because again, to his defense, he's mentioned many a times he could be wrong.
Well, and I've also said when I'm wrong. I've actually said, I f***ed up.
He does that. Well, what about when someone points out things they don't like about Trump? I get it. He can separate who the man is from the policies, but some of the people who he has offended over the years won't do that. That doesn't make them wrong any more than you for supporting him. You have to understand that folks of the darker hue have been listening to this man's brazen, ignorant remarks about them, albeit indirectly, for years. So it may not be that easy to ignore the arrogance, bigotry, and misogyny that he is known for. So, Andy, what is your limit? When is it not POE, policy over everything? Better yet, you've been rocking with Aries for a while. Is there anything he could do that would make you stop rocking with him? Love the show, love the banner. Peace and blessings to you both. And the new guy too, BZZ68.
I can answer these real quick. When someone with other policy is available that can win, I appreciate that's when I would stop rocking with them, because he isn't my favorite person. But what it is that the policies I can't get around. The other policies, when it was asked, is there anything you would do different? And the answer was, I can't think of anything, was a no for me. And I didn't want to go back to the same place. So that one's easy for me to answer that one. What was the other part of that question?
Is there anything he could do to make you stop rocking with him?
You about Aries? Yeah, there's a lot of things Aries could do, but Aries
about
hasn't.
Me? Oh, he meant that for me?
No, is there something I would do to stop going
rocking
on the road?
With me?
Yeah, well, didn't he say that?
I thought he meant Trump.
Yeah, he said that too, and then he asked about. I thought he said it about you. We've been together for years. So many. So Andy, what would? I don't know.
I don't think it was about.
Oh, okay.
It was about Trump. Yeah.
No, definitely though. No, Aries and I don't know. We have a weird friendship, though, that came out of, I don't even understand how we became. We went on the road. I went on the road as your opener. You used me here. We used me. That sounds weird. You used me to open up for you, and then we started going out more and more. And then I don't know when we became friends, though, but we did. And you're a pain in the ass.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Dude, the way I describe you is, though, when someone becomes, and it isn't about you, I say this in general, when someone in this industry hits at a young age and people do everything, bend over backwards, there's moments where you're going to be, why aren't you doing what I want you to do? You know, because that's what you're used to. And so I'm not saying that you're like that today, but yeah, there's times and moments where I see you do something that I would go, he's used to, like when we're at the club. I love this about you. All I'm asking you to do is your job, and if you can't do your job, I'm going to let you know. But if you came up in a different way where you weren't, where you struggled to get into the club, you give them more leeway to make mistakes because you're just happy to be there. You're like, I'm gifting you me. When you come up when you come up already famous, there's a difference between those two. I'm struggling to get here. You're like, I'm here because you're paying me to be here. Now do your job right. There's a difference in those two things. But what's unique is you gave me a different perspective. You allow me to be able to see those things. And that's why when you do some things.
Gifting you me.
Am I wrong?
That's the name of this episode. Gifting you me.
But am I wrong in that statement?
I see the humor in it. I don't know that it's necessarily correct.
I don't say. I mean, I'm being over.
I know,
overboard on it.
I know.
But when you're already famous, you know that you're going to come in. You're going to sell tickets. You're going to do the thing. So you expect them to do their job.
Right.
When you're not selling tickets and you're getting into them, you have an allegiance to them that you're going to be a little bit more like, okay, well, it's okay if we don't get this one right. You're like, nah, f it, I need them right.
That'll be the name of my special.
What?
I'm gifting you me. Holy. Here's the $1 million question. And I'm going to wait till you finish writing that because I want your full attention.
Okay, go ahead.
If Trump were able to run again and Obama decided, okay, I'm going to throw my hat in that ring now, who you vote for?
I'm going to cancel America.
Don't say that like
No, sir. If Trump ran again,
against in Obama, it's Trump and Obama.
I'm not voting. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you this honestly. If Trump, let's say it's not Obama. First of all, just no Obama. No. I got to say this to make so it makes sense. If Trump was going to run again, I can't vote for him because he is breaking he's changing a law, and he could change the law. Because the law didn't come into effect until Roosevelt, who ran for 4 terms, because it was during the war, and he ran those times, and so they made it a law 2 terms. That's the law, dude. There is no way that I'm going to allow you to go in and redo the law so that you can do it. If you have a person behind you. You have J.D. Vance. If he can't win it, you. And you know, when people ask me the line, I guess when he asked me the line, is there anything he could do that I want? That would be one of them. And I don't believe that Obama would come back to run against him.
Okay, but listen, we are playing
A
in
game?
hypothetical land. So you got to play. If Trump could do it and Obama could do it too, and if they head up, that is the Ali Frazier right there.
You know, it's kind of interesting because as you bring that up, it's a real tough one to vote for because I'm going to tell you, Obama and Trump are more similar than Biden and Obama or Biden and Trump, to be honest with you. And so I'm talking from some policy standpoint.
I'm going to quote Stevie from Braveheart. Just answer the question.
Well, from some policy standpoint, I like some of Trump's policy standpoints from the better than Obama's. From the feeling that I get, and I don't like to things emotionally, but your country does run off emotion, and for the betterment, I like Obama.
So who are you voting for?
I don't know.
Oh, Andy, come on.
No. I swear to God, 100%.
Come on. We're playing in hypothetical land. You got to vote.
Dude,
you got to vote. Pick a guy, goddammit. Unapologetically pick a guy.
Personality-wise, I'd vote for Obama.
Answer the question, Andy.
I just said it.
So you're voting for Obama?
You mean for a third term?
Yes.
I'm voting for Obama.
All right, good boy.
No, and it's not for the reasons
Jesus.
that you think. I just think that morality-wise where we need to go. But
That's a big deal.
But I don't like Obama. I don't like Obama. You know,
That's okay. You don't have to like the person to play on a championship team.
I don't like Trump. So this is where it's at. But if I'm going to go with it, I'm going to go. We did well with Obama.
All right. God damn it. Woo. I'm gonna keep you on the dates.
But it's not that it's not super razor thin close. But
I don't think it's a struggle for me at all.
No,
At all.
It's the reason it's easier for me to say that too is because the only way this would happen if Trump tried to make a way that he could run a third term. That would be the only way that would ever happen. And if a president tries to do that, I would have a huge problem with it. This is a decision that's been made for what's best for us. But I honestly don't think. I think this is the whole thing about a third term. Right. I think that's all distraction. I don't think after these next 4 years that he would do it, and I think he has someone that's behind him that he feels is the right person to be behind him. I don't think. I think this is all a game that's played to get people in this uproar.
I mean, listen, just off what we did have with Obama, those great years, why wouldn't you want that again?
I don't know if it could be. You know why I would give Obama some more leeway too? He came in when it was. It was bleak, man.
Yeah,
it was bleak.
And he came in and do what black people do
in the first 4 years. Yeah,
make right.
It was 4 years of that had to be one of the most dangerous situations to come into the presidency.
Yeah, I knew I could handle it. You know, I knew what I was up against, and I had the backing of Michelle.
But I also have a huge problem with it because the Democratic Party has a huge change around the time Obama was. Well, it came in with the Clintons, and then Obama was part of that as well.
I was going to read this last email, but instead of doing that, I want to, since we're already talking about this, I want to make this comment. You know, I remember when his first term, we talked about Trump, and we put together the clip from Django, and I opened up talking about how disgusted I was with this Terrence Williams. And we played the Django clip because apparently him and some other black people were invited to the White House, and he was salivating at the mouth at the idea of being able to suck the food out of Trump's ass. And at one point, I guess Michelle Obama recently was on some interview, and she had her hair up in a certain style and some braids hanging down. Two buns. And this Terrence Williams did a video where he was dressed like her, and he was making fun of her. And I hit him up, and I said, "How do you sleep at night?" And he said, "Oh, you washed up comedian." Which again is the go-to for everybody. That's the cliche go-to. I'm a washed up comedian. I'm a nigga that makes 7 figures a year, and I'm washed up. You guys' math is titillating to me. But I just went, so you over here making fun of a black woman who was the former first lady. Nigga, do you have a black mother? Do you have a black grandmother? Do you have black siblings? Our people marched and bled and fought and built the White House. And your black ass has no problem making fun of the first black lady. And this is our history. This is our legacy. And you do this because you shoe shine and bootlick for these so hard. How do you sleep at night? You Bojangles ass.
Did you see the hairstyle?
Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think?
It doesn't matter what I thought.
No, I'm just asking, what'd you think of the hairstyle?
Even if I didn't like it, even if I thought it was crazy, I am not making fun of the first black lady.
I thought you were a comedian.
No. This has got nothing to do with being a comedian, because I know what the response to that is. It's white folks that never liked her, that already called her names, that displayed her husband as a monkey, going, look at this, it's okay, he's doing it, and he's black. I'm not co-signing that.
Okay.
I'm not co-signing that.
So, but that's the reason.
I'm not saying she can't be made fun of, but not by you. Not by you. not from you, because I know what that represents, and I'm not co-signing that.
What'd you think about what was the Eagles visiting the White House?
What was
The
it?
players?
I didn't
The
know.
players.
What's the story about that?
Some players turned down going to the White House because it's Trump.
Okay, I understand. You have the right to do that.
Yeah, you do.
Craig Hodges did that, and he was blackballed from the NBA.
Was he?
Yeah, you know Craig Hodges?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was president at the time?
Bush.
Bush.
Yeah. Not junior, senior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see both points of view. One, you want to express your opinion of your dislike for whatever the policies that the person is setting forth, and maybe feel that the policies that are set forth.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just keep your point. He went to the White House, but he wore a daishiki and a kufi.
What's wrong with that?
Too African, too black. Put on a suit like a normal human being. How dare you wear an African kufi and a daishiki?
Well, on the side of that, if you go to African businessmen from Africa, black African, and they come to do business, they wear a suit.
We can't work with this tukata. we can't work with the tukata. Look, my brother was under the impression that you wanted to do business. Mello, it just won't work. You do your thing, I do my thing. We can't work with the kata. What is this akata? Black American cotton picker. You know what movie that was?
No, what was that?
That was do I know what movie it was? The one with Wesley Snipes and the dude who played his brother, Mello. This is the flavor that they savor up here, neighbor.
I remember it. But
God damn it, what's the name of that movie? People are screaming it. They're screaming it.
Yeah, well,
But what was the point you were going to make? Go ahead.
What was I saying?
Oh, I fucked you up.
I hate it.
About the West African businessman or going to the White House?
Oh no, going to the White House. No, I agree that you have to disagree and show your disagreement by not going. But it's also a tradition, and it's also a way of, your team was held in high regard for winning a championship, so you got to go to the White House. Is the White House bigger than the person sitting at the chair?
Is the symbolism of it bigger than the man?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the man represents it.
I know, but that doesn't mean you're going there to celebrate him. You're celebrating the White House and everything that's transpired, that you walk through those doors. Those doors are open to you because you achieved one of this, a great status of sports, whatever it is, went to the moon, whatever it is, to come into that, and to be able to walk into that house. So that's what I'm asking. And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not. I can say this as that I don't have that same tension that a black person would have to have to make a decision based on whether or not how I felt my people have been treated, to walk into this house and walk up to a man that I felt has not only disrespected, but maybe engaged in activities that were hurtful to my people.
So you mean the guy that said, in reference to NFL players, get them sons of off the field, when some football players had said, listen, my mother ain't no so,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have every right to make that decision.
Right.
But I don't have to make that decision. To me, I'm looking at it, I'm saying that I think the house is bigger than the person sitting in the seat. But on the other hand, I don't have to make that decision. So that's why I'm deferring. I can't answer that question the same way that someone else could. But but because I said that, though, I can say this. Saquon Barkley went, I believe, is the one who went, and people have called him out for being, selling out. And I don't think that's true. I think maybe he sees it as what I said. It's a position that I've achieved this status, and that door was open to me to go into this house that black people actually built, and I wanted to go stand in this place that represents the country that I live in, that I work in, and I have the opportunity to be seen as a black person standing in this house to other black people that would say that we built it, but we never got to go into it. So am I wrong for saying that or looking at it that way?
I could see how often do you get a chance to go to the White House?
That's what I'm saying.
And if it ain't about the president, I want to go to the White House. Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
I see.
I don't have an answer for it.
Right.
I'm asking the question.
Sugar Hill.
Oh, yeah.
That was the name of the movie. We can work with this staccato. What is this staccato? Yeah.
Interesting. So we
That
call
is it.
We're calling, and this is I'm gifting you me.
That was great, man.
That's let me tell you where we're going to be real fast, everybody.
I'm gifting you me. That's some Trump would say.
I'm gifting you me.
To the American people, I want you to know that I'm gifting you me.
I would like to know after he's done with this, though, would he have done it? Because he could have lived in his he was always going to be famous, but could he lived in that fame without any of this and been happier?
I think his ego needed it
I don't know, but
to be called the most powerful man in the nation,
in the world,
not the world.
the president is considered the most powerful position in the world.
Right, and we also call our championship teams world champions.
Yeah.
But we don't play nobody else in the world.
In baseball, we do.
That's American arrogance, boy.
In baseball, we play a Canadian team. A Canadian team. In basketball, we play a Canadian team.
And we got a lot of Dominicans on the field, man.
Anybody can play in American sports. All you have to do is
Come to America.
So maybe it is World Championship. All right, we're going to be, we just got done here. We're leaving, you're hearing this the week that we're at Magoobies. I think we're at Magoobies. May 16th, Funny Bone, Virginia Beach, from 16th through the 18th. May 22nd through the 25th, Helium Comedy Club in Buffalo, New York. And then we're going to Canada, guys. We're going May 26th. We're going to be at Bella Rose Center for the Arts in Halifax. May 27th, the Olympia in Montreal, Quebec. May 28th, we're going to be at Bronson Center for the Arts in Ottawa, Ontario. May 29th, Regent Theatre in Oshawa, Ontario. May 30th, Danforth Music Hall. Man, I couldn't get that out. Toronto, Ontario. May 31st, we'll be returning to the States at the Wilbur Theatre in Boston. And June 6th to the 8th, Louisville Comedy Club in Kentucky. June 13th through the 14th, Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska. And June 19th to the 21st, Wise Guys in Las Vegas for our first time there, followed by June 25th through the 28th, our first time also at Olson Run Comedy Club in Eugene, Oregon.
What is Omaha known for? Steaks, right?
Omaha Steakhouse, I think it's an insurance capital.
Really?
And
I want a white woman on top of a cow with no insurance. You know what I'm saying?
and then look at everybody and go, I gift this to you from me.
And no, at first I gotta come, and when I come like a cow. I gift you me.
That's a show.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.